Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Star Trek Holo-Ween #1 is the franchise's darkest horror story yet review. Star Trek has skirted the edges of the horror genre before, but the new Holo-Ween miniseries from IDO is the franchise's foray into the macabre. The Star Trek franchise has dabbled in horror before, but IDO's new Star Trek Holo-Ween miniseries is its darkest attempt yet. The 4-issue miniseries, featuring the cast of Star Trek The Next Generation, takes the crew of the Enterprise on a journey into the depths of terror, as a powerful villain from the original series returns to spread fear and horror just in time for Halloween. Star Trek Holo-Ween #1 is written by Chris Sequeira and drawn by Joe Eisma. Set during Star Trek The Next Generation's 7th season, the crew of the Enterprise begins experiencing odd phenomena after passing through a galactic storm, and when crew members start going missing, Picard and company realize something is amiss. Fear, distrust, and paranoia begin running rampant through the ship, and as order breaks down, Picard must struggle to not only maintain control of the Enterprise, but take the ship back from the dark forces that have laid siege to it. The crew of the Enterprise have known fear before, but never like this. Horror comes to the Enterprise. Can Picard stop it? At its core, Star Trek rejects concepts such as ghosts, witches, and vampires, which makes telling horror-themed stories difficult. Star Trek's 2nd season featured 2 episodes skirting the horror genre: Cat's Paw, in which advanced aliens, posing as witches and warlocks, try to take over the ship, and Wolf in the Fold, a 23rd century riff on Jack the Ripper. Each of these episodes put a humanistic, science fiction-oriented spin on classic stories and tropes, and yet still conveyed the sense of dread and menace that gives horror fiction its heft. Now, IDG Publishing is taking Star Trek back to the world of horror in the dark and unsettling Holo-Ween, which pays tribute to these episodes by bringing back Red Jack, aka Jack the Ripper. Holo-Ween is the scariest Star Trek story yet. Star Trek's attempts at telling horror stories in the past were always grounded in the real world, where everything could be explained away with scientific jargon, and Holo-Ween continues this, but ramps up the darkness and dread. Far from a one-off romp, Holo-Ween's main villain will be familiar to longtime Star Trek fans, and here they are their most terrifying. Red Jack begins a relentless assault on the Enterprise, capturing crew members and subjecting them to its brutal and horrific whims. Star Trek Holo-Ween #1 is tight and focused, switching from character to character as they slowly begin to realize something has gone terribly wrong. Sequeira's writing ensures that each horror vignette is perfectly paced as part of a larger story, while Eisma's art adds a haunting grittiness to locations fans though they knew inside out. Holo-Ween is a love letter to Star Trek, but also classic horror cinema, and finds the perfect aesthetic to bring the two together. Star Trek Holo-Ween #1 not only plays around with tropes and characters from horror fiction, such as Frankenstein's monster, but also from Trek in general, namely the now iconic holodeck malfunctions. Numerous Trek episodes have revolved around holodeck malfunctions, but Holo-Ween makes up for revisiting this idea by pulling no punches in the dark possibilities it creates. The sinister force that invades the Enterprise makes the holodeck its own, turning it from an instrument of pleasure and relaxation to one of torture and horror. While not for the faint of heart, Star Trek Holo-Ween #1 is still an enormously satisfying read, and the franchise's darkest take on horror yet. Thanks for watching.